Hey guys, Dave from Florida here. I'm at the Forest State Capitol Museum in Perry, Florida. So this is basically a lot of lumbering goes on in Perry. A lot of wood comes from Perry and is shipped all over the United States. So let's take a quick walk through here. This is the main museum part inside. Then there's a big, large outside part with a big cracker house and things like that. So let's take a quick walk through here. Let me point out something real quick here. Sorry, there's Mr. Tree back there. Each of Florida's 67 counties is represented by a species of wood native to that area. The state's abundant moisture and mild climate make conditions favorable for the growth of a wide variety of plant species. Of these, 314 are classified as trees. So they have this really cool thing on the wall here. I like this. Every county and what tree comes from each county. So let me go here, Dixie County, where I live, and it's the American hornbeam. Okay, Levy County is black cherry. And let's see, Alachua County is the eastern hop hornbeam. And currently in Taylor County, so that's slash pine. So a lot of pine in here. Let's see, Pinellas County, where I used to live, laurel oak. So that's kind of a neat representation. I'd love to have that actually put on my wall at a house somewhere. But all right, so let's walk through the museum here quickly, and then we can get outside. So this is talks about the turpentine industry. It was big in Florida in the early 1900s, and before that, actually, World War II. During World War II, a massive need for turpentine was needed. So you can see they would do the cat face things on the tree. They'd get the turpentine out of the trees. They'd go into the barrels. And this guy's over here is putting the barrels together. And the barrels are going to go up here. And they're poured into those little vats up there. So yeah, turpentine was huge in the state of Florida. Here are some examples of turpentine tools. Double-edged scrape iron, dip spoon, the very popular Hurdy cup. Used to hang on the side of the trees and let the turpentine drip into the cup. Of course, axes. This is what the cat face looks like on the trees, or better known as the old box method, it was called. Okay. And then on the walls here, it talks about Florida's first forests. That's roughly about 15 million years ago. And it goes into a lot of depth about all the lumbering and how they used the Suwannee River, you can see right there, and the Putnam Lumber Company, if anybody's familiar with that in Dixie County. The Putnam Lodge, there was a big lumber mill there, or Shamrock, Florida, so right there, also and there's a picture of it. Big lumbering. Yeah. So it goes into all the different aspects. Here's the people that would concentrate on live oaks. Neat museum they got here. And then, of course, as they do their lumbering, they have to be very careful for all the different species that reside in these forests that they tear down. All right. So they go into a little bit of ecology here. There's a lot to read inside here. The sex life of the pine tree. No, that's not really pornographic. There's a lot of reading in here, and I've already spent a bunch of time in here reading this, so I'm just going to say if you're passing through Perry and you've got some time, it's open Monday through Friday, I think 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you want to stop in here. It costs you a whole $2 to come in here. It's run by the state of Florida. Here's some more of the species that they need to be careful of when they're doing their lumbering. And of course you can see the, I believe this is, I don't know if it's a knotty cypress or knotty pine on the wall, or Pecky cypress. No, it's Pecky cypress actually. So there's a lot of pictures of all the old lumber mills, which is really cool. How they used to load the stuff on the trains. How they'd use the horse and the wheels here to pull the big trees out of the forest. A lot of information in here. Okay, so let's walk through the center here. And once more, here's some more tools that they would use. There's some saddles that they would use when they're riding their horses. Some tools of the past. I don't know if this is a representation of the Cracker House that I'm getting ready to walk out to in a minute. So he paints, glass cements, lacquers, adhesive, varnish, all the paper products that we use. Even right down to, you know, wooden toys that were very big obviously back then, to musical instruments. Wood has a big impact on our lives obviously, right? So all right, so that's the inside of the museum. So now I'm gonna go outside and see the Cracker House. So let's go. All right, so we're still here at the museum and out here now at the old Cracker House. So let's go in and check it out. So obviously this would be a representation. That's a very unique chair that I don't know what that is. Almost looks like you could fill up water and take a bath in that thing. So this would be probably where you know, a couple would stay. One of the maybe the men would go out and work, and the woman would stay back. You see a sewing machine in there. I doubt that all of the workers lived under these types of conditions. It looks pretty glamorous. This log house, which was built around 1860, was donated to the Florida Department of Natural Resources and to the people of Taylor County in honor of Senator L.P. Pete Gibson by his wife Grace H. Gibson in 1972. So this is built in 1860. If these walls could talk. And I'm sure it's better than anything that's built today. And here's where they kind of gathered for their meals. Like I said, I'm sure not all the workers lived in these conditions. This might have been somebody that owned or owned a big lumber mill or something. I don't know if this is a working well. This is a pretty neat museum for $2. Of course, you got to have your outhouse. I don't know what that lockup there is for. Storage or meat storage or something. Put a lock on there. So it looks like they got like a little garden here so they could be kind of somewhat self-sustaining. And they do have some animals here, it looks like. Got some chickens in here. I don't want to come out. Looks like they're growing some squash here. I'm not sure what this building is. It's not labeled. If I'm not mistaken, this right here is going to be sugarcane here. This is the press, so the horse or cows or whatever you're going to use would be at the end of this, and they would walk in a circle around and pull this around, and then they would feed the sugarcane through here, and you get your byproduct coming out. Yeah, so probably what they do here is, I know they have ranger-led tours. They talk to you about things. So I'm sure they probably, on certain days, probably have reenactments out here. So that would be my guess. So let's take a walk around this corner here. I think these little smaller buildings are storage of some sort. And then this would still be for the sugarcane process here. You can take a look back from here, pan around here, and you can see the cracker house from here. So this is kind of a working farm. How this actually translates to lumbering, I'm not sure. Looks like they have other things going on here as well. My guess would be that this big cracker house was owned by probably somebody that owned a large lumber company or something like that, but they still looked like they had some people that worked on their farm here, and it was self-sustaining because they have the a little bit of the crops, chickens and other things. So still pretty neat. Probably take you, honestly, you know, a normal person probably about an hour to go through here. Pretty neat setup. So yeah, so if you're in Perry, come check this out. I know this is one of the longest videos I've shot in quite a while, so I apologize, but thanks for watching. And if you have any questions about this, let me know. And but I'll probably post a link in the body of this so you can read some information out for you before you come out here. But it's definitely worth the trip.